Hello, everybody. This is Frogman, and welcome back to the Engineer's Life 2. We are going to start today's episode over in the area where we're planning on building our massively wonderful structured base eventually. Last episode, we spent a lot of time trying to get through the simple storage network system, and I decided that I wanted to at least push forward through simple storage so we could kind of design this ugly, nasty thing around it. So what I want to kind of do today, I think, is that, I have plans and I have thoughts in my head, and you have this little thing where you take a block, right? You take a block and you put the block down and you look at the block and you go, well, how can I make said block turn into something? And the same thing goes with a base. You go, well, I've got a piece of wood, I've got a couple of pieces of stone bricks, I might have a couple of treated wood windows for whatever that works, matters, and things and stuff, and you just sit here and you go, well, what am I supposed to do with it? Because you can put blocks down, you can put things out where you want to, and you can build around said things, but without a really plan, what are you really doing other than just putting things down? So what I kind of want to do today, and I know it's kind of a little thing that I don't normally do, is that this is going to be a kind of theoretical episode, an idea, a design on how I think about how to build things. So what we want to do with this general structure here is we want to build a workshop, and understanding what you want in a workshop for a kind of a pack like this, something that you're gonna kind of just tend to move forward through lots of technology, and you're gonna not just build right here. I mean, we're not just going to use this building for everything. We're just going to use this building for prototyping, and we're going to use it for just general, like, everyday use. I mean, I know you're like, wow, this is a humongous space for just general everyday use, but experience, at least a little bit of experience in many packs, other than manufacturing for that matter, have taught me to build my workshop really big, build the area where I plan on prototyping stuff and building little bitty just machines out, make it nice and big, make it nice and organized, and make it nice and usable. So what we're going to do is once the sun goes down, we're going to go jump into that little green bed, and then we're going to kind of prototype for the building that we're going to use to maybe finish the rest of this pack in. So let's take a nap. Alrighty, so in between episodes, there has not been a massive amount of things that have happened. So what I've done actually is I've kind of just fooled around very slightly. This has been just an hour or so of just tossing blocks down to try to figure out whether or not I really liked them, and can we just not worry about hostile creatures for the moment. Thank you very much. Okay, so there are very many awesome, cool little decoratory blocks that we get to play with. So I've got treated wood windows from Engineers Decor. I have andesite tall windows from Macaw's Windows. What I was staring at for the longest time was just regular old 1950s, 1930s, 1920s, whatever brick building factories in the U.S., generally speaking, around maybe Chicago or Detroit area, and what they would look at. So they're really tall and they're made out of bricks and they have all kinds of little sticky outy thingies. And then I kind of quit because, well, I just kind of ran out of ideas, because without actually understanding what goes in the building, how should I design what the outside looks like? So I'm a kind of a designer where I work from the outside in, not the inside out. I know that I can build a wonderful facade that'll go all the way around the outside of this building, or I can build the inside of the building, and how I think that I need to lay it out, at least design it, with signs and with machine blocks or things and stuff, and then build what I want as far as facade outside of it. So I'm a little bit odd when it comes to that kind of stuff. I know a lot of general builders tend to build the building and then put things in it. I build the things that go in the buildings and then build the building around it, because that makes the most sense. How else should I know what the outside of the building should look like without, actually putting the stuff in the building first? So what we're going to do is we're going to grab some of the stuff that we have laid out over here, and I've got a rather full inventory, but that's perfectly fine. we're going to kind of toss some scaffolding in. We're going to kind of toss some ideas in as to what I think we want. Gravel will not work. Dummy, don't even look at it. Let's use some kind of semi-permanent blocks because I do believe some of these blocks may actually live here. So what do we have? We have bricks, we have polished granite, we have bricks, we have some andesite, and we have, let's pick a machine block. Let's pick a random, normal, everyday kind of a thing block that you're going to obviously know when you look at it that it is going to be a machine. So that's my lunchbox. Andesite, bricks, polished bricks, and let's see, dark oak logs. Actually, I would like a few of those just for the time being, and something that really sticks out. What do we got that really sticks out? How about that for right now? That'll make the bottom of the machines. So what we've already kind of thought about is we're going to talk about various ideas. What I want to do, and I'm going to kind of put this up as maybe how I plan a 101 kind of a little, just how do you set up a workshop? This is how I set up a workshop. This is how I decide how things work. So I usually tend to pick up an area that may or may not, let's cut that thing up into logs so we can use it. I should have brought one of those things over here. We got plenty of trees. Cut it up, cut it up, cut it up, cut it up. Okay, so this is going to be our general everyday kind of thing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pick the center of this spot, kind of generally area, and then we're going to kind of run it out like this, right? Okay, so we're going to go from that point to that point to that point to that point here, and then this will give us a kind of a work area, work spot. So where is our building gadget? Building gadget, let's grab you, and can we just kind of go ahead and, where is our other, no, don't do this button. I want the surface, and I want to take that down a lot smaller than that. So, boop, boop. And I'm about out of that, so we can make a little bit more. No, pick it up. Pick it up, thank you. Make a little bit more of that wood. We may have to go get a little bit more. But so basically what I want to do is I want to design the entire system around an area where I am going to be, where my character is going to be at all the time. So we're going to kind of just try to get there. Yes, I know I'm wasting dark oak wood, and yes, I know there are holes in the floor. Fix the holes in the floor. Where is my axe? I left it over there. Beautiful. Come here. Come here, you. Where'd you go? Hey, did I just kill that axe? Really? Awesome. Where is another axe? Do we have more stuff? Where's my backpack? Hey, out. Backpack. Where is that fancy thing? That should make an axe, I believe, if I recall correctly. We've got so many just random junk tools that it doesn't really matter anymore. Okay, so pick that up, pick that up. So you kind of start with a process kind of like this. So we're going to lay out a floor. I know I'm doing a horrendous job at this. Let's pick these up. I really, 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 really wish that this pack did not have all the garbage and the junk floating around on the floor all of the time. So again, so now we're up to the level that we're going to plan on working with, and we're going to kind of start with the work area. So what I want to do here, and we're going to use the bricks as the same old thing. We were talking about using the simple storage system to kind of try to design stuff. So what I want to do is I want to say that we're going to walk in and we're going to have probably something about right there, I think, right? So 6. So this is going to be the central portion of where we're going to be. At least this is going to be where generally our crafting contraptions and things and stuff. Let's back it up a couple of more. And I think actually that's a little bit much, but let's say we're going to make a block of 4 things right here that we're going to put our crafting interfaces in and our crafting tables and any other thing that may need to go right here. So that means all I got to do is walk around the crafting center. We'll do this. And this is going to be where we're going to craft. So that means what we can do with this idea is now understand where our chests are going to be. So we're going to use our polished granite blocks. So for the most part, we're going to do this in a little fashion kind of like this. I'm going to have my deep storage generally going to be on both sides here just because I like it to be symmetrical. So when I call deep storage, I want to say that I want all of my drawers, or all of the drawers we're going to play with, on either side. And that's just for the pretty of it, right? So we have drawers on this wall that are going to hold all of our just deep amount of stuff. So, cobblestone, wood, stone, gold, iron, silver, all that kind of wonderful fun stuff, that whatever's going to come into this factory, we're going to store it on either side so that we can walk in and go, yeah, I got a lot of that, or yeah, I got a lot of that. On the back wall in here, I want to at least, let's say we're going to use the stone bricks at this point. There's not going to be a lot of this. I want to say that we're going to at least have, man, I cannot place nothing for nothing tonight. Let's go. All right. On the back side of here, we're going to have a select amount of chests. There are going to be our general miscellaneous storage. So if anybody that's watching like my levitated general playthrough or anything like that, I tend to use deep storage or large storage drawers or anything like that on a general amount of area. And then I'll use a random, just kind of a just bulk storage like a chest or something or whatever to hold a lot of the stuff. And the reason why I do that is, especially with digital storage, uh, every digital storage that we play with, it gets really, really, really costly to try to build a really, really, really large storage. So use an external type of storage to kind of work with the digital storage, so that you don't have to play with their inequity as far as being able to just build something rather cheaply. So as we can see already, that's actually a little bit off, isn't it? Our storage room, or I should say crafting room, workshop area kind of thing, starting to get a little out of square. So square, again, is one of those kinds of things. It's up to you and it's up to me, depending on how you like it. This is 4, and that is 4, and this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're square, we're center, we're good. So now that we have this idea figured out, what I want to do is I want to kind of talk about the rest of this. This is where everything's going to go. Our storage, our simple storage network thingy, I know it doesn't look like a whole lot. We can just go ahead. This right, that might be, well, that, come here, you, come here. Nope. This is where the simple storage terminals are going to be, along with the controller and likely any other of those other really cruddy crafting tables that we have, like the, what are we talking about? The Tetra might come in here, and some of the other things. But we'll put some of the stuff in here, and then we can just kind of use it. So that's start number 1. That is just get it over with, get it done, decide how you like your general crafting work area, storage area to be. This can go as high as I think I want to, but I think what we're going to do here very shortly is we're going to decide exactly how tall that will be. So where is my sleeping bag? Okay, so we've got the general idea for the storage design. So that gives us this wing. This wing is going to not be very tall. Legit, like, I think probably what we're going to do is we're going to kind of decide that this may end up being not very tall at all. So we can say for right now, we're going to go, no, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just say this building, this section of the building is not going to be any taller than about that big. So we're going to use a little bit of andesite right now to just kind of lay it out. We're just going to do like that. We're not even going to really care what it looks like right now. We just want to make sure that we know what it looks like. And actually, let's do this the easy way, right? We've got a tool, building gadget. We have tools. Get that thing down here. Use it. Start using on this. This is the reason why you spent all that time many episodes ago. There's a function that if I really quit, I need to quit hitting F, is to build to me. And if you build to yourself, you can stand in the almost exact spot that you want. So I want that block to come to right here, except I want it to go to right there. So if I do that, it'll build it to right there, to the edge of where we need to go. And if I want it to build it down, then it'll build it down. So now this is why I wanted this building gadget, because now what I can start to do is lay out a wireframe of what I plan on doing in my head. So now suddenly we have a general kind of an idea of what we kind of think our, kind of just general storage room / workspace is going to be. So we're going to fill every place that has the, the what is it, the granite bricks. These are going to be storage bins, or what are they? What are not storage bins? Come on, brain. These are going to be drawers. They're going to be drawers to the ceiling. So they're going to be to like there, probably. So let's see. Click and click. We're gonna make some fancy ones. Do we get the fun? Do we get the fun storage drawers in this one? Storage. Do we get the ones we can actually make them however we want, or do we get the workbench? I'm gonna actually have to look at this point. Drawer. Look, looky, looky, look. So drawer. Or am I gonna have to be stuck with regular old stuff? So we don't get the fancy ones. That's okay, I guess. That just means we get to make them out of dark oak or spruce or something like that. So whatever. With storage drawers, the storage drawers are a thing, and I don't know if it's in this one or does it show the drawer controller. For those of you that don't know, and we're going to kind of play around building this, drawer controllers can only see, I think it's 12. I think the max is 12. And please, for anybody in the comments, go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it's 12 any direction from the drawer controller. So I don't want to go any further than 12 unless I decide I want to use the where are they? The oak trims or the trims. Trims will allow me to be able to go further and actually get past that 12 blocks. But for the most part, I tend to design most of my storage rooms or most of my bases around a chunk based kind of an idea. Now, granted, this one is not necessarily completely in a chunk, but if I think we measure it correctly, it's 16 by 16 or pretty close to being 16, but it might be 12 or 14, whatever. Anyhow, let's go play with the next section. The next section, we've got this sorted. We've got our storage room figured out. Let's start thinking about the next idea and understand this is going to go tall. And this is just for us to play in. This is our playhouse. That's all it is. So on this side of the general area, what I wanted to kind of do, and I think we're probably out of wood again. Let's go get some more wood. Mr. Oak Tree, let's quit wasting. Where's my thing? Let's go get us a wood cutter. Next. Starter base. There we go. Can't read. Let's grab that thing. And let's kind of do this a little better than we're doing. Let's quit wasting the wood. Do we have any more dark oak wood in here? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. Let's go back over to the other base, and let's kind of lay out the other rest of the section. So where is the new base? New base. Okay, so we're going to walk in, and then we're going to go, okay, we're going to have a kind of a hallway that's going to be fairly wide. I do think I want it to kind of have a rather grand walk-in area, so what we're going to do is kind of play with that idea. So, and again, a lot of this dark oak wood that I'm putting down right now, likely what we're going to be doing is turning that into treated wood just for the fun of it. Let's put that down. Let's get... where did you go? I don't want to take too much. I already have a massive amount of stuff in my inventory. It's a little dark in here tonight. There's that, and then just give me that back for right now. We'll work on this as we go. So what I do want to do here, again, is where is my building gadget? Come here, you. Click. And let's go ahead and kind of see how this works here. I feel that this likely will require me still, no matter what I do, to have to go back and immediately fill in holes. Give me a little bit more wood. Dark oak wood. Log all the way to the bottom, I think. Gimme. And again, might as well just lay the whole thing out at this point, right? How many spaces? 1, 2, 3. Can I do that again? Go. Give me more. Get one more. Okay, put that away. And let's just go ahead and do this. So there requires to have us all these silly little things sitting on the floor, which means now what I have to do, how much do we have left, is hand place all the blocks with all the sticks and all the rocks and all the junk in it so that this goes away. So what we're going to do with the rest of this space is what we're going to think about is what are we wanting to use? We really don't have a massive amount of access to the easy machines. And there are going to be things that everybody's always going to want to play with. So we're going to probably think about maybe laying out several of the immersive engineering machines, as well as get rid of those. Some of the, come on, industrial foregoing machines, we're going to try to figure out how we want to lay those out. So on this side here, I think what I want to do is, because this is nice and wide and chonky, I want to put all the immersive engineering machines that we think we may need to use over here. So we're going to use, let's just use the polished blackstone at this point. Now, this is where the JEI comes up. So everything, let's just start with a metal press. Everything from a metal press, everything that we would ever need to do with a metal press, I want to be able to automate as close to possible to our storage system as we can. So metal press is not something I think we can Google, right? Google, JEI. I love the words. All right, love the words. But what we do get is we get the things here. So we want to be able to at least create the plates. I think we want to be able to create the rods, wires, of course, and gears. Do we need to craft the gears the easy way? I haven't looked. I don't remember. I think there's only a couple of gears that we need, right? And I think they're just that. We'll see. So if that's all we have, that's all we have. There's no reason to do the gear press. So we're looking at this point. So press mold. So mold. I don't need to worry about the bullet casings. These are incredibly handy if you absolutely need to be able to store things in large amounts and then unpack them without having the ability to have, say, storage drawers or compacting drawers. Like, so the reason why it got dark. Hey, no, sleep. Okay, where were we? Okay, the reason why is, like I said, these are amazing because these will allow you to pack and unpack metals, ingots, things and stuff into blocks and ingots. One of these sides over here, the reason why we're doing one whole side plus two whole sides is one of these sides is going to be for regular storage drawers. One of these sides is going to be for compacting drawers, just so you know. So if you needed to say that you didn't have the ability to have that, you could store everything in a compacted form and then pull it out later and put it in a machine that will let you do it. So there's a lot of immersive engineering machines that I want, I think, actually. So I think what we're going to start is on this wall, we're going to do the presses and likely the squeezer. So we're going to lay out presses. That's a little close. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I think that's all we need. So we need plates, rods, and wire. Now we're going to end up using wire. We're going to end up needing to be able to automate wire in this game. So I might even we're going to move that over one just to cover some space. So let's do that. Okay, so these are going to be our metal presses, and I will put a piece of something on top of that. Let's put a piece of scaffolding, just like that. So boop and boop. Okay, so those are metal presses for right now, just so you guys can get an idea. The reason why I'm doing all this, for those of you that don't really know, is that I can sit down later on and go, well, that's going to be a metal press, that's going to be a metal press, those are going to be drawers, those are going to be all those things. I can sit down and write a shopping list of everything I need to be able to get it all put together and then go out in the world and get it and then bring it back and put it here. So the reason why I like to lay things out like this especially is so that I know what we need to do. So the next thing I think we're probably going to want to worry about, I do honestly think, is probably going to be the same thing that we're always worried about, is a squeezer. Oh, you're not going to let me look at that, are you? Let's look at it this way. So hop. And there goes the whole world doing its things. Hop graphite ingots are going to happen in an industrial squeezer. An industrial squeezer, the only thing are we going to be doing is that one, right? There's nothing. I'm hitting my button backwards. Okay. Glass into glass, glass into things, seeds into stuff, stuff into things. Is the only reason why I want one here is because of hop graphite and coke dust? Yes. Okay, so pet coke dust, pet coke, things like that. So we're going to likely right here in this corner, since we're almost always going to need them anyway, because depending on how we plan on processing our overall system, like anything that we plan on putting as far as ores and whatnot into the mess, I want to be able to lay it out right here. So let's do this. And I'll just put one of those in the middle. All right, so on that wall, we got that kind of sorted. The next thing I think we're going to do over here is we're going to put the, let's do it symmetrical-isk. So we're going to put the crusher likely over here. Crushers are going to be about this big, 5 by 3, I think. And then anything we may need in the corner. So there's another like 3 by 3 by 3 whatever. There's another 3 by 3 machine that may go in this corner. So that'll give us the ability to say over here, I want to build at least one arc furnace. Now the problem is an arc furnace is a 5 by 7, I think. So 1, 2, 3. I can't see the lines. Where are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, beautiful. It's not going to be, never, don't look, don't look, don't look. You didn't see anything. That's actually the wrong direction. I think they're 5 by 5. Either way, it doesn't really matter. We're going to do about like that. And that'll allow us to have something in that corner, something in that corner. If we need to, we can put another 3 by 3 machine right here. So we'll just drop something down. I'm running out of blocks. We'll do that. That's fine. And then that'll give us an idea of where we need to be. So we're going to have our plate presses over here, a squeezer, which we need to be able to feed this thing. This is going to be the arc furnace that takes care of all our this, like I said, all of this is personal use. Every bit of this area is going to be personal use aside from later on automations that we're going to do things. I want to basically walk up and say, I need a gear, I need a plate, I need a piece of wire, I need a piece of this, I need to cook said thing, or we're going to crush something or whatever that's going to end up being. So in this back corner over here, I think is what we're going to do. And in order to be able to kind of finish this little bitty silliness up for the minute, this is floor number 1, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is floor number 1. If we need to build more stuff, we're just going to go up. All of this is for our own personal use. Everything. I always set up my bases so I do own personal use first, and then any massive amount of large automation gets its own building system thing or otherwise. So drawing off of this idea, we have these little walls and these things. These buildings are actually pretty tall. I think this one, if I remember correctly, where is our book? Where is our book? Do I even have our book on us? It might be in here. This building, where is my book? Is it in my inventory? This building, likely, I think, is something like 7 tall or 5 tall. It's taller than that, right? I don't know. It's been a minute. Put that up there. Yeah, that I think that's about as tall as an arc furnace goes. And like I said, I think it even comes out even further than that. I think it's about like that big. For that matter. We'll just put another piece of cobblestone down. Again, all of this is just place blocks. This is what I do. This is how I design, how I decide, I should say, how things exist. So that's that, that's that, that's that. Those are 2 by 3 or 3 by whatever, 3 by 5 by whatever it is that they are. So the last little bit is going to kind of look a little bit like this section. So we're out of scaffolding. Gimme scaffolding. Some kind of something we can put down so we can kind of make sure we know what we're doing. So let's do some regular andesite without any texture at all. This back section is going to be all about anything that we need to do personally with, what is it? Industrial foreground. Industrial. So we kind of have to sit here and think about this. What would we put back here? So do we need an animal ranch or no? Do we need a hydroponic bed? Do we need any of these things? What we're going to probably want back here is going to be the, where are they? They're down here. Potion brewer, maybe. Fluid collector, no. Resourceful furnace. This may be something that we may put to work eventually, because the resourceful furnace is a wonderful thing, except that Minecraft now does exactly what the resourceful furnace does. So we may or may not fool with that, other than the fact that what you can do with a resourceful furnace is you can automate the gathering of the XP out of a furnace. Basically, what it does. Block placer, no. Fluid placer, no. Marine fisher, block placer, mechanical dirt. I'm kind of thinking maybe probably the only thing we're going to use back here maybe is going to be the material stonework factory and the enchantment extractor, as well as the enchantment applicator. No, maybe. I think there's not a whole lot back here we're going to worry about, is there? Because almost everything else in this is going to become part of what we're going to do. So what we may do is we may let the immersive engineering section overlap into this area, because there are some machines that I may or may not use. Bottler, I said bottler, and I don't even know why I said bottler. There's a bunch of other things that we may do. So what we are going to do in here again is we're going to kind of lay this out the same way, except that I'm not going to put them on the single floor level. No, this. We're going to do it like this. And it's a little lower than I really want them, but just to get the gist of the idea. Come on. Quit placing the blocks in the wrong spot. Now, are we going to use all this area to do all of this? No, not likely. What we may end up doing is we may end up doing some kind of other thing that we will use some of this spot for. And again, like I said, this is just... Oh, no, give me that. Pick it up. This is just a workshop. This is just a workshop. You start it's kind of an interesting thing. Once you start putting walls up in an area where you start saying, hey, maybe this is maybe what we're going to start looking at, it's interesting how quickly it starts to fill in, because before it was rather just open and not having to think about things. But as soon as you start putting walls up on stuff, so like we could do that. And if I go, I don't know how much I have. We could take this side up quite a way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you. I know I'm that good. And then we can do that. And we can go outside the foundation, about right there. And then that. And then outside the foundation. Boop. And then boop. And then we need to go right there. We're out. We can go get some more. Don't spawn on me, please. I know it's dark. Please, just a little bit more andesite. Just a little bit more, and then we can call it. Click. Good, 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 good. Go right there. Yes, and then down, and then sleep, and then talk to these nice people. Please. Okay. All right. So, boop, done, and then do the exact same thing. Come over here. That, and then what I may do is, because actually, let's do this. Because this section is technically going to need to be shorter. It's not going to be that tall. And I know this may look a little weird, but on the inside, it'll make a lot of sense once we get to that point. We'll bring those down a couple of blocks. Just bring it down a couple of blocks. And then we can go all the way over to this side over here. And boop, and boop, and yeah, all the way to this side. Like that. Well, what that does is we just kind of outlined what we want to do. So now you kind of get an idea of where things are going to go. So we can kind of get an idea. So like I said, upstairs, what we may end up doing is taking a section of this wall over here where we don't really need to be, that close. And we'll put it in a staircase right here that goes up and goes into the second floor, and the third floor, and the fourth floor, and the fifth floor of all the little random stuff that we may or may not want. And for that matter, I may just end up building a humongous facade that goes up, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 blocks that direction, just because we can. Because you never know what you might want to put. So I hope this kind of helps you guys out a little bit. I know it's one of those things that I don't tend to explain about my brain thought and the reasoning why things happen the way that they do and how things get laid out and the reason why I wait so long for stuff. But what this will allow us to do is kind of give us a lot of space to put wiring in for our storage, because we can have a basement if we need to, or we can have things otherwise. And when refined storage does come into play, it'll give us a lot of space to run cabling. It's the reasoning why these corners are going to be left open in every single section here. And of course, over in these spots over here, likely we'll have cabling run in between all of these machines, as well as the same spot in the corner, behind, in the corner. Whoop, nope, don't do that. In the corner, behind, and all those kinds of things. Now, I will probably, depending on what we feel like with these machines over here, pull them back. There may end up only being a wall, just depending on what we do, how much things we think we need. There may just be this back wall covered with the industrial foregoing machines that we may or may not need. But other than that, it doesn't really matter. This gives me an idea what I need to do, and this gives me an idea of how I want to build the rest of the building. I know it's a skeletal frame, but we're going to go up from here, a lot up. And then after that, we're going to go out here, and we're going to go have some fun. So I think, for now, I think I'm done for sure, because I'm gonna just had to get that out of my head and get it over with. We're gonna play a lot bit more. I'm gonna spend a little bit more time trying to flesh more of this stuff out. We're gonna kind of work towards this idea, and I'm gonna kind of figure out the rest of the facade the way that I want the facade to look at. It's gonna be a lot of brick. It's going to be a lot of andesite stone brick. It's going to be a lot of andesite regular brick, and it's going to be a lot of stone brick, and it's going to be a lot of that, and maybe some of this hempcrete. So for now, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys all in the next episode, and I hope you enjoyed. So thank you. Bye now.